Alright guys, this is Bezmor. I'm bringing you another 1v1 vid. This time against an archer, and actually the person who's playing the archer, I don't think is the actual owner of the character. He's borrowing it or something. But anyways, this fight is gonna be crazy because I'm way outgeared. He's almost everything is plus 12, and he's got a lot of diamonds with just a few Vite Stones there, and really nice physical defense. But I mean, I think he's all but like maybe one or two items is at plus 12, so he has super high survivability, and frankly that's just not fair. And also he buffed me beforehand, but since he's an archer slash assassin, he doesn't have magic attack buff on his buff cleric, so I don't have magic attack buff, which stinks, but I do have the defense and the HP buffs, which is decent. So anyways, yeah, this is an archer, which you don't get to 1v1 that often. But yeah, it's pretty cool, because as you see here, despite the gear disadvantage, I'm pretty much on the offensive, and he already had to use his AD there right in the first bit, and Soul of Silencing is really great against archers, because they can't just shoot normal shots at you, like they can't auto attack like Sins, because A, their interval's really slow, the chance to seal is too high, and you know, it's just not smart to try and interval attack, so they have to skill spam, and you know, a 5-second silence thrown in the middle of your skill spamming is pretty much going to shut you down. But as you can see, what they do have right here is that anti-stun, which does cause a few problems. And this is a Sage Archer. I don't know too much about them. I know a little bit more about the Demon Archers. But as you can see, my silence is pretty much letting me do some stuff. Now, the biggest disadvantage I had in this fight, I mean, after the gear, was the fact that I can tank him easy when I'm buffed. I mean, as you can see, I haven't really had any, like, dangerous moments where I was about to die. But it costs chi, because I gotta throw down the Psychic Will for the physical immune. So actually, you see I used Cloud Eruption right there. Like, normally I would never fight somebody with this strong and use Cloud Eruption unless I was going in for the kill combo, because, you know, I need my Expel, I need my AD. But surprisingly, as a Psychic with my gear and build and all that, you know, I'm able to tank full rank 9 plus 12 maximum attack level archers and even assassins, you know, without too much trouble. And as you can see, he just had to kite there because he lost all his chi, and I kind of shut him down. But here's the most unfair thing in the whole game, is the fact that, say you're fighting buffed against an archer, which, by the way, this archer buffed is just like a few HP short of 20,000 HP. You know, if you're both buffed, it's alright as long as you're buffed, except for the part where the archer's bow has shadow, or what's it called, Spirit Black Hole, I think. And it's like a chance to, it's basically a chance to purge, and that really stinks because as you'll see in this vid, since I'm not doing it live, I messed up and forgot to do the audio, but I'm doing fine, and I'm actually pretty much on the offensive for a lot of it, and then as soon as I'm purged, it's like, well, there goes the fight, because it's ridiculous, because I'm using 3 parts rank 9, which means I don't actually have, you know, I'm 30 attack levels lower than him, and I don't have a Jones Blessing, because from the country I'm in right now, I'm not allowed to get blessings, which is lame. But yeah, so my attack level's only probably in the 80s, let's see, 30, 45, 60, maybe like higher, it's mid 70s or 80s or something like that. So I don't have the DD to do 20k HP without sparking, and as you can see, when I sparked right there, he had to throw down an Iron Guard because he knew he was going to eat it. And I'm really surprised that I haven't been purged yet, because usually the Archer purge goes off within, you know, less than 10 skills, easily. But yeah, when you're fighting an Archer with this kind of survivability, I mean, Soul Burning, you know, it's hitting him for 2k, but at 20k, that means, at 20k HP plus his Charm, that means he can hit me like 14 times and tank all the Soul Burn. So, you know, it's really not that great. And as you can see, I mean, I'm just lacking in the DD to kill him, because his gear is so insane. One thing you have to be careful of with the archers is, A, they have the fire buff, I think it's called Blazing Air, which he doesn't have on, thankfully. And then they have metal attacks. Now what that means is that when they're using their metal attacks, even if you're Psychic Willed, they can hit you through the Psychic Will, so the metal attacks will still hurt you, and with an archer, you know, that kind of gear, even metal attacks hurt. Which is why you see me popping the magic defense charms instead of physical. on occasion. You know, combining, there's the purge. So as you can see, I got really lucky and my psychic will came right after the purge, so I did grab that physical immunity, but there's the metal attacks coming in now. And, you know, he's hitting me 2.4 with no voodoo on at all. In black, he'll probably be hitting about 3Ks, and then if he crits, that's 6Ks, and since I'm down to only HP, you know, if he gets a lucky crit, or if he sparks, you know, it's pretty much over. And as you can see here, now I'm out of immunities because I've been trying to tank him since I got purged. And there you go. All he has to do is shoot. He didn't get silenced, and even if he had with lag, I probably still would have ended up dead. So yeah, the problem with the high-end archers is really that purge, because I did fine. I was able to tank him. You know, I was using cloud eruption and all that, and it was you know, pretty simple. But when it comes to archers with that kind of survivability, you gotta have gear on that level or you can't compete. But I tried. It was a good fight. I tried very hard. Oh, and for the record, the person who's actually controlling this archer right now has his own archer with a rank 9 bow, and I shut him down in like a minute. So, you know, whatever. I guess it does come down to gear sometimes, which I hate saying because I've always been a believer in skill over gear, but whatever. So yeah, there's an archer 1v1. If you are not fighting an archer who is freaking stacked in gear, here's my advice. If it's a duel, open with Soulburn and Soul of Retaliation on. What's that going to do? It's going to make their stunning arrow not work at the beginning, and then that means you get your Soulburn off, and then once you've Soulburned them, just go into Psychic Will, and literally you can stand still and watch them kill themselves. But of course it's easier just to throw out a few attacks and then pretty much shut them down in a matter of seconds. If it's a weaker archer in PK, if it's a weaker archer, you know, like rank 8 stuff, just throw out your Soulburn and start nuking, because if they're using the rank 8 full gear, or partial, like the bow and the top, A, they don't have purge, so you don't have to worry about that, and if you're built right, you don't have to, you can tank it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed.